Today, we Group F will present the financial analysis and Zakat calculation on Bank Muamalat Malaysia Berhad. We have four members, me, Casey Kaitus Laudi, Nornilam Cahaya, Hanija Johnson, and Hazim Habizan. Today, I will present this introduction. So, Zakat is a spiritual obligation that purifies both wealth and soul. It reminds us that all possessions belong to Allah and must be shared with others. As stated in the Quran, take from their wealth a charity by which you purify them. Zakat bridged the gap between the rich and the poor, fostering unity and empathy within the Muslim community. The Prophet Muhammad taught that if one part of the body suffers, the whole body suffers. By giving zakat, Muslims show concern for one another and promote fairness in society. Okay, next, zakat becomes mandatory when a Muslim wealth exceeds the nisab, which is based on the market value of 85 grams of gold. The wealth must also be held for full lunar year or hour. In Malaysia, at Bank Muamalat, zakat is calculated at 2.5% on wealth like savings, cash, gold, shares, and business assets once it surpasses the nisab and has been held for a year. Zakat applies to various types of wealth including income 2.5% of earnings, savings 2.5% of the balance, share 2.5% of their value, EPF withdraws 2.5% on the amount withdrawn, gold and silver 2.5% on their value. For agriculture, produce zakat is 5% for crops irrigated artificially and 10% for those naturally irrigated. Okay, next. To be obligated to pay zakat, the individual must be Muslim and their wealth must exceed the nisab and be held for a full lunar year. Additionally, the wealth must grow potential like savings or business profit. The system ensure fairness and help the needs of the less fortunate.
My name is Anisa Johnson and I'm going to present the analysis of our case study. In this case study, we assess Bank Muamalat Malaysia's zakat obligation for both 2023 and 2024 using financial data from its statement of financial position. The bank applies the net zakatable asset method, which is widely accepted among Islamic financial institutions. This method deducts zakat eligible liabilities from zakatable assets and applies the 2.5 zakat rate to the net amount. We focus only on the bank column to reflect the actual zakat paying entity. Zakatable assets include liquid and revenue generating assets like cash, financial investments, and customer financing. Meanwhile, fixed assets and deferred taxes are excluded as they don't produce zakatable income. To enhance our analysis, we compare the net asset method with the net investment method, which focuses on revenue generating capital. This method filters out idle or non-earning assets and liabilities unrelated to investment. For example, it only includes productive financing and excludes the fixed assets or non-yielding funds. By comparing the two methods, we can evaluate whether the net asset approach might overstate or understate zakat obligations, especially when considering the bank's capital efficiency. This broader view gives a more comprehensive understanding of zakat liability. My fellow groupmate will later present the calculation breakdown.
So now I would like to explain about zakat calculation. From this slide, you can see the extract of zakatable asset and deductible liabilities from the audited financial statement of Bank Muamalat since 2023 until 2024. As you can see, why is 50% is applied to both financing of customer and financial investment at every OLCI in our zakat calculation. This is because only part of the total financing is considering zakatable. and then it may be tied up in a long-term contract or used for the non-trade purpose for the financing of customer, which are not subject to the zakat calculation. By applying 50%, we are estimating the portion that is productive, short-term, and profit-generatory. So similar to the financial investment, this category includes a mix of both short-term and long-term investment. Since only the short-term or liquid portion is zakatable, the 50% allocation serves as a reasonable estimate when a detailed breakdown is not available. This method follows common practices in Islamic financial institutions and ensure that our zakat calculation is both Sharia compliant and practically achievable. So in order to find zakat amount, which is we use the amount from the zakat calculation extract, zakatable asset minus two deductible liabilities, we can get net zakatable, and we will use two multiples with 2.5% zakat due, which is applied in Malaysia. So as you can see, in 2024, the zakatable is RM 523,522 and 2023 484,118. From previous slide, we can see that Bank Muamalat Zakat increased from 484,118 in 2023 to 523,522 in 2024. So showing a stronger financial performance and a higher zakatable asset. This reflects growing operation and profitability, leading to the more zakat distribution. However, from our calculation, we find out that this needs some to improve, which is the zakat calculation method should be reviewed, and then transparency in reporting also need to be enhanced, and the shareholder should be involved more. So it's recommended that the bank disclose zakat breakdowns and social impact in its annual report to align financial performance with Islamic value and build public trust.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Haji Mamizan, and today we conclude our discussion on zakat. So without further, we go to impact on financial reporting. The first is mandatory disclosure. Zakat necessitates specific reporting in financial statement, ideally separate from general taxation to highlight its unique nature. Second, profitability and accountability. It's directly impact the bank profitability by being a mandatory distribution, reflecting its commitment to social responsibility. And the last one is growth reflection. The increase in bank muamalat zakat payable directly illustrate the bank growth in zakatable asset and is expanding social contribution. Next, what is the impact on financial planning? The first is double bottom line. Zakat drive bank muamalat towards a double bottom line, which is balancing financial return with social impact. Second is ethical planning. It's influence strategic decision, promoting responsible management, ethical investment, and careful liquidity planning. The third one is brand and trust. Commitment to zakat enhance the bank reputation, attracting socially conscious customer and fostering long-term stability. Next, we go to current issue in zakat management, which is the first one is lack of transparency, limited disclosure on the calculation method and distribution channel. The stakeholder demand better clarity and accountability. The second one is non-standardized calculation method, which is different bank use different zakat method, which is net asset and net investment. Varying interpretation for modern financial instrument cause confusion. The last one, distribution inefficiency. Disbursement often done by external bodies like causing delay, mismanagement, or low impact. And the impact also weak traceability, undermine zakat intended social benefit. We go to suggestion to overcome issue, which is the first one, it enhance disclosure standard for bank muamalat, and the second one is harmonious calculation methodology and basis. Bank muamalat should actively engage in industry to wide effort to standardize zakat calculation for contemporary financial product, ensuring greater consistency and clarity. The third one is leverage technology. The fourth one, strengthen governance and internal control. And the fifth one is capacity building and awareness. Last but not least, zakat is not just an act of worship, but is a financial and ethical strategy. With better governance, transparency, and planning, Islamic bank like Bank Muamalat can fulfill their religious duty while enhancing trust, stability, and social impact. That's all from me. Thank you.